Hello and how's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing well wherever you are in the world. I think you're taking some great photos and having fun with it. Today we got something fun for you in this video, an assortment of random things, if you will. We're going to talk about some of these recent photo books that I've picked up, most of which you can buy now. They're available. I'm trying to get them all to show up on the camera. From some incredible artists and some that I've really enjoyed. So I'm excited to share those with you. I'm also going to go over some gear that I'm not ready to give a full review of yet, but I've been playing with and having a lot of fun with. So we'll talk about some kind of random different pieces of gear, including the camera that I'm filming this on right now. And then lastly, you'll get to find out, along with me, what is in here. Because I have no idea what's in here, and I'm a little bit scared. Okay, first in this video, I wanted to show off 4 photo books that I got recently from different artists. These are the first photo books I've ever bought with my own money. I used to think that photo books weren't really my thing, but now that I've gotten into them, it is an excellent way to consume another person's work and really their life work. People put so much work into these books and the stories and the sequencing and how they set them up. And it's really something to sit down and flip through, very inspiring. And I feel like in and of itself, just to consume, it's very entertaining. But then also as someone who's trying to become a better photographer, I feel like I learn a lot from it as well. So these are all books that you can pick up from the artists themselves and support the artist, which I think is really cool. The first one is a book called African Air by George Steinmetz. He's a National Geographic photographer. His cool thing, well, he's just a cool guy in general, but he took a little motorized paraglider back when, way before drones, consumer drones, and flew it across Africa to get aerial photos, and they're incredible. And the thing that I love about this book is not only are the photographs incredible, but the stories that are interlaced within the books are incredible, just unbelievable. And whoever wrote them and edited them, and I don't know if that's what he did or if somebody helped him, did a really good job, so they're engaging and fun. So that is a wonderful coffee table book. You can buy it directly from his website, or I found this is quite a bit of an old book, so I bought it at a used bookstore. The next 3 books are from artists that are not only great artists themselves, but also have YouTube channels, so you can reach out to them, and I'm happy to support them in their efforts. The first one you're going to know if you are into film photography. This is Friend of Mine by Matt Day. This is not his first book, but this is the first time I've been in a good spot to buy a book. And so as soon as I heard it was announced, I picked it up. Like many of you, if you got into film photography in recent years and you Google something about film photography, Matt Day's videos show up. And that's kind of the legacy he's left on the internet and for aspiring photographers and new film photographers like me. So I was happy to support him and his family, but also his work is something that I really appreciate because it's things that I like to shoot as well, like my family and just kind of documenting my life. And I really like that message that he gives. This book is all about the small town in Ohio where he lives and has lived his whole life, I believe. And that's cool because I grew up in a small town in the Midwest, so there's also that connection there. The photographs are shot on black and white film and are incredible. This is a great book to flip through and just kind of ponder and take it in. It's a little bit slower. It's not in your face or explosive in any way. It's just a good book to it's a good book to collect your thoughts on. Anyway, wonderful work by Matt Day. The next book is also one I've been super excited about, a photographer and artist that I've followed for a long time, and this is their first photo book. So very happy to support them. I got it as soon as I could. This is from Noi. There's a couple different pronunciations, so sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Alonzo. And he's a photographer that moved from the United States to Korea to work there. And while he was there, his backstory in this book is really interesting and very cool and touching for him to share. But started getting more into different forms of art. And one of the things that he was doing and became very, very good at was taking pictures of the city at night and just life in the city, and how it appears at night and in the rain. And this book is incredible. It's hundreds of pictures of night shots in Korea. I love it because it's so different than what I see. Not only if I went to my downtown, it would be different, but especially because I don't live anywhere near downtown. So this is stuff that I don't see myself. And his photography is brilliant, his compositions, where he's placing subjects, the way he's edited the photos, the different color harmonies is very, very pleasing to look at. So this is just an incredible collection of work. If you're into stuff that's kind of, I don't know what genre this would be exactly, night photography, city photography, cyberpunk kind of stuff, an incredible body of work. Years, I think this collection is at least 5 years worth of work. So being able to own it for such a little amount of money is actually an incredible honor. So I'll put the link for this book in the description as well. And then last but definitely not least are a collection of zines that I bought from a photographer that actually follows this channel and has his own YouTube channel. Juan Buehler is a photographer that for decades has been taking wonderful street photography and documentary style travel photography, and just has a wonderful body of work. And then recently he's been going through and kind of publishing his first zines. So these are limited edition. I would hop on these as soon as you can. They're very inexpensive and really inspiring stuff. What I love about Juan, not only are his photos just beautiful to begin with, I don't want to spoil all of them in here because they're so cool, and the compositions are perfect, and the lighting and just everything is exactly how you'd want them to be. But then also, if you take a little moment and look at every picture, almost every single picture has something in the background somewhere or a little secondary subject. And once you see it, it just blows your mind. It takes the picture from already a 10 to like an 11 or 12. And it's so fun. It became like a Where's Waldo. I looked at every picture and saw, wow, that looks like an incredible picture. And then try to find what made it an incredible picture, an even better picture. And it was always there. And it was so fun to look at that after flipping through all three of these, when I got them, I grabbed my wife and had her flip through them with me and showed her all see if she could spot the secondary subjects or the subjects behind the subjects. He has 2 black and white books and a color book as well. Like I said, these are limited edition. He only has 50 in each set, and he's already sold several. So pick these up while you can if you are into street photography, travel, or documentary photography. Very inspiring work. Thank you so much, Juan Buehler, for sharing that with the world. And check out his channel as well, because it's cool stuff. That's it for the photo books. There is some gear that I picked up recently that you might be interested in, and you'll see upcoming videos about these, but just kind of my initial thoughts. I did pick up the HD-DA 1.4x teleconverter to use with my DA Star 300mm. I'm getting mostly pretty good results with it that I like. Certainly the sharpness seems to be all there. Mostly the only concern I have is how it's affecting autofocus performance. I did take it out on a family trip to Idaho recently, and you might have seen some pictures on Instagram with this, and I was using it on my K-1. And I brought my K-1 because I only wanted to bring one camera besides my GR, which is so small it hardly even counts as a camera. And so I wanted to bring the K-1 for astrophotography. The joke was on me because the fires out there are so bad. I was only able to go out once where it was kind of clear enough, and I took a pretty cool photo of the Milky Way, but I shot the whole night in JPEG. So when I went home to edit, there was not much latitude to the files. So that is what it is. But made me kind of bummed that I brought the K-1 because I had a lot more wildlife opportunity than I did Milky Way in the first place. So I would have rather brought my KP, which would have still done a great job with the Milky Way. So I was using the DA Star 300 on the K-1 with the HD-DA teleconverter. I thought I might as well because that's something that people ask about. And people say, well, why don't you just shoot with a crop body? Well, because you don't want to carry 2 bodies with you, or you don't want to own 2 bodies. That's a lot of money to do that. So I get it. I understand. So I shot with it on the K-1, and that's where I noticed. So first of all, it doesn't cover the entire frame. I think most people already know that. It might change on different lenses how much vignetting it gives. On the DA Star 300, I still think it's better than going into 16 megapixel crop mode. It just barely gets the edges, so cropping in is not 16 megapixels, so you still retain maybe like a 30 megapixel or 28 or something megapixel file. So I think it's still worth it. if you wanted more reach on the K-1 with the DA Star 300. But the big thing I did notice was the autofocus was really unreliable. It was just going haywire, especially if a subject was closer. Then it was really bad. If it was farther away, it was just doing weird things, like it would say it locked on focus and it totally had not achieved focus. And I just haven't had that problem with the DA Star 300. So something about the teleconverter was messing that up. Not really sure why. But otherwise, cool converter. You'll see a review on it a little bit later as I get more use with it. Mostly using it on my KP, on a crop body, which I think most people would. And then lastly, this is not Pentax related. I picked up a new video camera. It's the one I'm shooting with right now, and it's the Panasonic G85. And yeah, so far I'm loving it. It's got the flip out screen, which makes it so much easier. I can see myself right now. No more guessing if I'm in focus. The video is so much better than what I was getting on the K-1. The K-1 did great. I don't make fun of Pentax too much for video. It has video, and I'm grateful it did, because it meant I didn't have to buy another camera for a long time. But I am grateful for better video quality, and there's just a lot more you can do on this camera. Oh, just a little tip. So I think the G7 is probably one of the best cameras right now for video for the price, for about 300 bucks. I just think it gives a lot of bang for the buck. But the G85 has a couple of spec upgrades, and if you do opt for the G85, I recommend going the route I did. Wait for a while, get one used, and get a good deal on it, and get it with a 12 to 60 millimeter lens. If you want to use the lens, that's great. But for me, I just wanted a cheaper camera. So I bought it with the lens, sold the lens for $150 any day. That's really easy. And essentially got the camera for $350 or $300. I can't remember what it came out to after I subtracted the lens, which is almost the price of a G7. So, or essentially the same price as a G7. So if you do want to go for the G85, I recommend you go that route. Okay, so I have the box off to my side. I've opened it. I've not looked at anything in it yet, and I have hardly any idea what's in it. The story behind the box, real quick, is reached out to me on Instagram a couple weeks ago and offered to send me 2 old cameras that he doesn't really use anymore, and thought I could use them and give them new life like I like to do on this channel. So of course I accepted, because that's very generous. Thank you so much. And then he sent me the tracking information and made some joke about how he's purging his stuff, and how my wife wouldn't like all the extra stuff. I didn't really totally get what he meant until I got the tracking information and saw that the package weighed 32 pounds. So, and then now you can see it. So I have almost no idea what's in here. Old cameras, but what else is making up the 32 pounds? I have no idea. You're going to find out with me. Oh, wow. Okay, this is really cool. Okay, cut. I am shooting this now after I've opened this package. Huge package, 32-pound package from an anonymous donor, gifter. I asked this person on Instagram if they wanted their name thrown out there, and they said they want to remain anonymous. So I shot the whole unboxing, and I was going to share my thoughts as I was seeing everything for the first time. But I think I'm going to scrap that footage, because I was so shocked at what this person sent me, and so humbled, and just could not believe the generosity of this person, that it made for a really awkward video. Because most of it, I was just, I wasn't in tears, but I almost was. I was just really shocked that this person could be so kind and give me some incredible things. And after seeing everything, I kind of want to just kind of surprise you with it over the coming months, what was sent. But here's some shots of while I was unboxing, so you can kind of see. Here's a shot of everything kind of laid out on my table in a huge mess. An incredible amount of stuff. I think it was like 10 cameras total, film and digital. A couple of really nice lenses that I'm very excited about, and I'll show you soon. And yeah, film, accessories, just an incredible amount of stuff. So thank you, anonymous donor. You know who you are if you're watching this. And yeah, for everybody else, you should be excited about what's to come out of this package. Okay, thanks for watching. That's all I got for you today. Kind of some random things, but I wanted to put them in videos, but I didn't think I could make a video about each thing, so kind of shoved them all together. But thanks for sticking around and watching them for this little update. I do appreciate each and every one of you that subscribes to this channel, that leaves a comment, that talks to me on Instagram, hangs out on the Snappiness forum. It's a lot of fun, and it's helped me grow as a photographer, and hopefully in some way I can help you grow as a photographer as well. So remember to go out there right now, today, wherever you are, with whatever gear you have. Go out there and take some excellent photos, and until next time, happy snapping.